Don't interrupt my segue again, or I'm going to kick you off the show. Hello and welcome to What's Playing Tonight. My name is Ty Stans, and I'm here with my co-host, the Silver-Eyed Wolf himself.
Also known as Nate.
And we are a podcast where one of us will pick a movie, the other person can't say no, and then we talk about it. And this week we have a special guest with us. Some would call him the naughtiest of all naughty presidents. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, I'm Naughty President 74, also known as Raistlin.
And tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm a guy on YouTube and Twitch. I just started streaming a year and a half ago, and wanted to join the podcast with my friends.
Yeah, we're glad to have you.
We are glad to have you. And what have you been watching this week?
I just finished up Peacemaker on HBO Max. Pretty good show. And I finished up Moon Knight episode 4, and I started the anime Dr. Stone.
Okay. It's a good manga. Looking forward to watching the anime at some point.
And Nate, what have you been watching this week?
Well, I watched Die in a Gunfight, which I plan on making one of our watches, so I can't say too much about it, but I did like it a lot. It stars Alexander Daddario.
I wonder why you like it.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I mean, she is my celebrity crush, so
Makes
no doubt.
sense.
Yeah.
But also the main actor is the guy from Rock of Ages, the lead actor.
Tom Cruise?
No, the younger one.
I thought Rock of Ages was that movie about making fun of celebrity. I don't know.
No, it's a musical.
Oh.
Never
mind.
Some people tend to think it making fun of rock. But it's one of my favorite movies.
You mean they were genuinely singing?
Yeah.
Okay, well anyway, I watched The Batman this week.
Okay, how'd you like it?
I thought it was really, really good. I think I put it on Letterboxd. I gave it 4.5 stars out of 5. The only reason I knocked half a star off of it is because it is too long.
It's the only reason I haven't watched it yet.
Same here. And I have no interest, so.
It's Batman. It's your
Batman.
favorite.
Why don't you want to watch it?
It's not that I don't want to.
Wait. Are you judging something before you watch it?
Is it because he's a Twilight guy?
No. I just have better interests in other things before I watch it. Priorities.
Batman should be number one priority.
Usually, after a couple of years of nonstop Batman origin stories,
This is not an origin story at all.
Okay.
This is year one Batman,
It's
bro.
like year 2, actually. They even say year 2 a
Oh,
couple
do they?
times. Yeah.
I thought it was year one.
It still is on lower priority list.
That's alright. I'll pick it for us one day then.
If there's
I'll probably
one,
watch it by then.
Yeah,
there's
we'll
one
see.
scene I'm hoping is in the movie, but because it's in the comics. But
Is it where Batman does the little Batusi dance?
No,
Where he pees himself?
that's the one.
He pees himself?
Yes. In Batman Year 1, he pees
yeah,
himself.
he pees himself when he has to fight crime. It's hilarious.
Well,
Bruce Wayne has come a long way.
I can neither confirm nor deny that he pees himself in the Batman.
It's okay. It's Robert Pattinson.
He probably pees into a toilet,
Please
which
tell me the Batman sparkles.
he doesn't sparkle. Don't interrupt my segue again, or I'm going to kick you off the show.
I'm sorry.
He probably pees into a toilet, which, when you flush one of those, obviously goes into a sewer. Kind of like where the Ninja Turtles live in the movie that we watched this week, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1990.
Oh yes.
The year I was born.
The year you were born, Nate. How old are you?
I am 31.
How old do you feel?
There are times I feel like I'm still like 12. Other times I feel like I'm in my 90s.
And how does your body feel being 31?
Oh, that's always in the 90s. Like, something feels broken at all times.
I can't with this guy. He's in like amazing shape.
Looks can be deceiving.
You eat as much as you want and never gain weight.
I do gain weight. I finally hit the 180 mark, I think.
Don't you wear smalls?
Yes, I do. Shirt-wise, yeah. I do wear
Kind of like that shirt that you're wearing right now,
Yes.
which is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle
Coincidence, huh?
Kind of like our movie of the week, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
which came out March 30th, 1990.
Ooh,
I was not born that day.
you were not born that day.
No.
Imagine being born the same day the Turtles came out.
Only a lucky few can.
So this movie was directed by Steve Barron. Is that what it says? Boy, what did I just say? Steve Barron, with a screenplay by Todd W. Langen and Bobby Herbeck. It is based on, get this, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No way.
By Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, which was a...
Comic book series, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you mean you believe? You know this.
Yeah, I do. It's a brutal comic book.
Wait,
Brutal
you know
comic.
about the comic books?
Yeah.
Yes, and he let us know that several times
Oh,
while
yes.
we were watching it.
Let's pause the show to
I
talk
may
about
have
the comics.
alluded to it a couple of times. Not many.
But that's neither here nor there. It was produced by Kim Dawson, Simon Fields, David Chan. It stars Judith Hogue as April O'Neil.
Mm-hmm.
We also have, I always have trouble pronouncing his name.
I think it's Elias Koteas,
Okay.
who plays Casey Jones. Honestly, he's the original live action Casey Jones.
Yeah.
The only other one we get is Stephen Amell's, which is a wasted opportunity in my opinion.
He's the Arrow guy, though.
He is the Arrow guy,
He
which
is.
means it should have been a lot better, but
Yeah.
It was a wasted opportunity because they decided to change who Casey Jones is.
he's all like, "Oh man, I want to be a cop when I grow up.
Yeah, instead of
I'm
the...
so mad that I'm security guard and now I'm going to beat people up with a hockey stick."
Yeah, it just was... It was a miss on that one.
Yeah.
But this Casey Jones, in my opinion, gets it right.
I like this Casey Jones. Raistlin, what did you think of this Casey Jones?
Well, seeing as that I've never watched the cartoon as a kid, I had no reference of who Casey Jones really was, besides the live-action Michael Bay movies. That's the only Ninja Turtle thing I've ever seen
the
before
ones
this.
that we're shitting on right now?
Yes,
Well-
those are the only Ninja Turtle thing I have ever seen before this.
The only two things I didn't like about the Michael Bay movies was how they represented Casey Jones and how they represented Shredder. That's pretty much it. Like, everything else I thought was fine.
See, growing up, I didn't watch the Ninja Turtles. I was a Power Ranger kid.
That's fine. I was kind of both.
I was kind of both also.
Yeah, I was a Teenage Mutant Turtle kid from the womb. Like, my mom would sing it to me while she was pregnant.
And did you come out instead of like screaming and crying? You said Turtle Power.
No, I said Cowabunga and where's my pizza?
That was in your bottle. Was pizza sauce?
Extra cheese pizza.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
My history with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I'm not quite sure why I enunciated so much, is that I definitely grew up watching like the 80s cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. And then, these 3 live action movies. Back in the day, there used to be a place called Blockbuster.
Oh, I remember that place.
Love
An ancient
Blockbuster.
archive of videos.
Yes.
Was it Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel?
It
Oh,
was
yeah.
in Captain
Yeah.
Marvel. Yes. Captain Marvel's Blockbuster is a place we used to go to.
The days of
Captain
old.
Marvel.
And I think my parents probably still hold a grudge against me for this, but more than any other movie, I kept renting, not this one, but the second Ninja Turtles movie over and over again. And I love you, Mom and Dad, that you actually tolerated that.
I can't believe your parents let you rent the same movie.
I know.
My parents are like, you're getting something new if you're gonna rent a movie.
Oh, no. Well, my parents just went and bought the movies, because my mom was a big fan of Teenage Mutant Turtles as well. So,
The
I didn't
problem
have
with
to rent it.
the problem with Blockbuster for me as a kid is I rented the same games. I never rented the same movies.
See,
My parents never let me rent games.
I rented games, but I don't like playing games more than once usually. But now that I'm getting older, my memory is fading. It's like I'm playing them again new, so.
Ty, one of my biggest regrets going to Blockbuster is I always rented Shadow the Hedgehog but never bought it.
That is a big regret.
Yeah. I can see that.
So we got that's Casey Jones, Jay Patterson as Charles Pennington, April's boss.
Who's overly familiar with her.
Very overly familiar.
Yeah,
It's a little weird.
Raistlin had a few comments about that.
I thought they were like dating at first.
Yeah,
Maybe he thought they were too.
Yeah, it definitely gives off some little overstepping one's bounds.
Yeah, because the scene where they were talking about the son, and he's talking about, oh, well, I have no one to watch him. I'm like, you have to be a parent. You guys are parents.
Yeah.
They go, they're not together. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
They're not together.
No, but I mean, wouldn't you want your boss to come visit you at your home multiple times a week?
That's so weird.
So the only thing that we can take away from this is that they must have some kind of friendship outside of work. They just don't really allude to that much.
Yeah, but I feel like it's one-sided, and I feel like it's maybe he thinks they're friends. And
yeah, she kind of does it because it's her job.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to tell the boss to kind of go away. It's your boss.
Yeah. Except for, he does fire her, so no longer.
But then he's like, no, you have to report this.
Yeah.
You're fired, though.
So we also have Michael Tooney?
Michael Tooney.
Turney as Danny.
Oh.
The kid.
The live action Sid.
He doesn't look like Sid.
Looks like Sid.
He's the son of April's boss, and he is a delinquent.
Yeah.
And he is trying to join the Foot Clan.
I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning I really hated that kid.
I didn't really care for him either.
I couldn't care less one way or the other. He was just a kid who was going...
And life is a nightmare?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I had to play that. He was just a kid making poor choices based on his emotions, and even though
Nah, man. No.
What?
He just wanted headphones and stereos and stuff like that.
He didn't think his dad cared anything about him.
Then
his dad was a classic workaholic who constantly berated him for not being,
That makes it okay for him to break the law.
Yeah, he stole money from April.
I mean, I wouldn't know about...
But he stole money from April, and she's so nice.
I mean, I myself have never broken the law in that regard, but I guess I have known a couple of people in my life who have maybe, stolen from employers or something like that in their jobs. So I can only imagine that maybe they also may have understood that sometimes you make bad choices.
Sometimes you do make bad choices. And the stealing is a bad choice. Maybe not quite as bad a choice as joining a clan of ninja thieves.
He wanted to feel fitted in. Yeah.
They were a family.
He wanted to feel...
family who beat each other up.
Plus, the hideout. Come on. Like, that hideout was...
Okay, let's talk about the hideout real quick.
That hideout was quintessential 90s.
So
that defined the 90s.
The Foot Clan lives in this warehouse where there are... skateboarding areas, people are handing out cigarettes and cigars and beer. Pool tables, arcade machines, random place where the ninjas fight, and then, this is the most 90s looking anything that I've ever seen.
Like, I could easily, minus the smoking and whatnot, and the people, I would have loved to visit that place.
Yeah, you hate people.
How old were those kids actually supposed to be?
I think I saw one that was like, they got up to like the other kid's waist, so they had to have been, I would say, 12 or something.
Aren't the turtles like 14, 15?
I think the turtles are 15. I think, because a lot of the Foot Clan does look older, I would imagine they're probably like the older teenagers, 17, 18.
Well, it's also probably the actors are in their 20s.
Well, the actors are definitely in their 20s, but...
The crime wave is meant to be teenagers, I believe, from like 12 to 18, and just kind of the older ones are shepherding in the younger ones.
Yeah, pretty much, and scouting them out and training them up.
It really reminded me of like the old 80s movies where it's like, oh, you're a teenager, you gotta watch out for being a criminal and joining gangs.
Yeah, I can see it definitely gave the vibe of a PSA.
It made me think of like what was that movie from the 80s with the vampires? With the
Lost Boys?
Yeah, The Lost Boys.
I've still never seen that.
Neither have I.
My goodness, I love that movie.
I think Corey Feldman's in that too.
He is.
Speaking of Corey Feldman, Corey Feldman
Is a voice.
is a voice in this movie. He is Donatello. And Corey Feldman, you might know him from The Lost Boys, Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter.
Who did he play in The Lost Boys?
Isn't he one of the...
Was he one of the Hunter kids?
Yes.
Okay.
At least I think he is.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Was he in the Goonies, I think?
I've never seen the Goonies.
You've never seen the Goonies?
I've seen the Goonies like once. So
Hey,
I can't
update
be sure.
your list really quick.
I've never seen the Goonies. He is also in Stand By Me, I believe, which is a good movie.
Never seen that.
So I don't know if he's been in anything recently.
So he's Donatello in this movie. How did we feel about Donatello's voice?
I thought it suited him pretty well. He came off as kind of know-it-all yet annoying voice-wise, but that's Donatello. He's the smart one of the group.
I don't... Raistlin.
Yes, the only thing I know, like I said, is the Michael Bay one. So I have no frame of reference
I don't
of
even
what he's
remember.
supposed to sound like.
I don't even remember how the turtles sound in that movie. It's been so long since I've watched it.
I've never even watched a second of the cartoon, which is pretty sad.
The Michael Bay ones, just like their bodies, their voices almost match their personalities. Like,
Okay.
Donatello sounded like a nerd.
So he kind of has this Corey Feldman voice, this kind of raspy, like, you're a claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Like, kind of sounds like that.
Kind of high-pitched, going through puberty kind of
And, interesting, Corey Feldman is in 1 and 3, but he was replaced in the second one, I guess probably for scheduling reasons. And I prefer, much like a lot of things, the second version, the second movie's Donatello.
See, I honestly can't remember the difference between the two voices, so
It's
I'm not sure.
raspy.
Oh, okay.
So, real quick, which one of the Ninja Turtles is your guys' favorite?
Well, mine would be Leonardo.
I'm here for Raphael, always and forever.
I do like Raphael. I will say, from the Michael Bay ones, it just fit them, like, personality made them look like that. Them all looking like the same in this one. I think I like Raphael better in this version, a lot better, because...
I'll tell you why that is. You might have noticed, or maybe you didn't, that Raphael is the only character in this movie that has any sort of
Character
arc.
development.
Yeah,
arc.
that's what
Any
I was
sort
gonna
of
say.
development, any sort of arc,
Yeah.
and get used to that.
Oh, really? Is it like that in the other ones, too?
They Michelangelo. Well, it's no. I shouldn't say that. We'll get to that. We'll get to those movies when we get to it. But in this particular movie, Raphael is the only one that really undergoes any change.
It almost feels like he is the protagonist.
That's what I was thinking,
Of the
because
film.
you said Leonardo's the leader, and I'm like,
Yeah.
is he, though?
He's the leader.
There was actually a song that mislabeled Raphael as the leader of the group.
It's
A song?
Turtle Power by Partners in Crime, and it plays during the main the end credits of this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, going off of this movie, it's completely understandable as to why
I can see
they
that,
would've
yeah.
mistaken that. But, yeah, Raphael, while I do like him, he reminds me a lot of my friends and family members. He is just not my cup of tea. Like, he's kind of a jerk in a lot of ways, and I just don't really like that.
I'd say in this movie, Raphael's probably the coolest.
Well, yeah, he is definitely the archetype of supposed to be the cool one of the group.
So, as someone who watched the 80s cartoon, going from that Raphael, who actually I think I prefer a little bit more, the cartoon one, he's not really angry. He's cool but rude.
Yeah.
As the theme song says. So he's a smart ass.
Yeah.
Oh, so he doesn't have anger problems?
He doesn't have anger problems. He's just like Michelangelo will say something funny, and then Raphael will like talk shit to him.
He's the bad boy of the group.
Okay.
Yeah. But in the movie, they do give him this these anger issues and this sense of competition between him and Leonardo, and
Yeah, because Leonardo is supposed to be like the golden boy of the three or of the four turtles, and he is like
A suck up.
Yeah, he studies and is not the favorite of Splinter because Splinter doesn't really have favorites, but he's the one who looks up to Splinter to the point where he tries to mimic all of his styles.
Makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
So Raphael always feels kind of like I don't want to say an inferiority complex in it, but he definitely feels like maybe Leonardo is better than him, and he wants to prove that's not it.
Okay, that makes sense.
So we have Brian Tochi as Leonardo, John Pace as Raphael, and then Robbie Rist as Michelangelo. You said you had something interesting about that?
Yes. Wait, what?
Didn't you say there was something interesting about Michelangelo?
No, Raphael.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Raphael is the only one who is the only character in this of the Turtles that the actor is the voice and the costume wearer.
Okay.
So what do you mean by that?
So that means the rest of them were dubbed over.
Yeah.
Okay, with the weird mouth flaps.
It's not Corey Feldman in the Donatello suit.
That makes sense.
Purely the voice. Whereas Raphael's character is both the voice and the guy in the costume. The only double he has is the martial arts double, which I think all of them have a martial arts double.
You said that the main bad guy also was not voicing.
Yeah, the Shredder has a dubbed voice as well,
Right.
While the main actor is the representation of him.
Darth Vader style.
Yeah,
Yes.
very much so.
Raistlin, did you say who your favorite Ninja Turtle was?
In this movie, I would say Raphael.
But in general, who would you say?
Well,
Out of like,
it's this versus the Michael Bay. Like I said,
so
I
Michael
haven't-
Bay, which would be your favorite?
probably Donatello.
Donatello. Okay.
I like Donnie.
Yeah,
I like them all, really.
Donnie is kind of like, I feel no one can really not like Donnie.
A lot of people like Donnie.
Because the only way people don't like Donnie is if they're just like, they're the classic jocks almost, where they pick on the nerds and geeks and stuff. Because that is what he is. He is the representation of the witty, smart, intelligent character that comes up with all of the gadgets and whatnot they use.
He's the smart nerd, but who can also kick ass.
Yeah. He's what a lot of people want to be in that regard.
And then I love Michelangelo.
Now, he's just a funny.
Yeah,
he's
just
a funny
a fun guy, yeah.
Like, did somebody say pizza?
Life of the party.
He is he's the party dude,
Yeah.
actually.
He is.
Cowabunga.
Cowabunga.
There is an interesting fact for Donatello, though,
Okay.
because usually Michelangelo is kind of known for his skateboarding in a lot of the media. But in this one, Donatello is the only one who does skateboarding, and so he only gets a skateboarding stunt double. They have a specific person come in and be...
He was beating up people on a skateboard.
Yes.
That was hilarious.
Reggie Barnes is his skateboarding stunt double.
Is he like a skateboarder, or is he just a stunt guy?
I think he's just a stunt guy, but I'm not positive.
So we haven't talked about the villains yet.
No.
The Foot Clan.
The Foot Clan, we've mentioned them a little bit, but we haven't talked about the Shredder.
Yeah, we mentioned a little bit about how he, like the Turtles,
He's got the Darth Vader treatment.
Yeah, voiced and acted by two separate people. But the Shredder himself is, just he's scary, but not scary.
He's not scary.
If you look at his lore, he is scary.
Okay.
Because he is supposed to be a master ninja. On the point that he could take down pretty much anybody.
He got taken down by a rat. Like,
he also took down
But
the
he
Turtles.
did take down the Turtles.
He whooped.
I know, but I'm just talking about like when they started doing the origin story with him getting attacked by a rat.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Okay, to be fair, he didn't get taken down by a rat. He just was he was attacked by a rat and then just threw the rat off at him.
Yeah, it scratched his face. But I challenge you...
To the point where it left a scar.
But Raistlin, I challenge you to defend yourself against a rat that flies at your face.
And knows martial arts.
Okay, I'm going to say right now, that was so corny. With the rat mimicking his master being able to... that was the corniest thing I've ever seen.
No, it's awesome.
Well, it may be corny. It is amazing.
Hey, I'm not nostalgia filled like you two are when it comes to this movie.
And
I'm basing it for what I saw.
Let's keep in mind that this is a children's movie.
I know.
And I will admit that the turtles gaining sentience and like learning to stand.
That was.
Oh my god! So Raistlin described it pretty well when we were watching it. How did you describe it? Creepy.
Oh, they were creepy looking. Those are like thing of nightmares.
They just look like turtles to me.
No, they looked like little miniature dinosaurs.
Radical.
Yeah.
First word, pizza.
Yeah.
I could see, like, if I was a child growing up with this, I could see that giving kids nightmares.
No, that's not.
That didn't give us nightmares.
Didn't Gremlins give kids nightmares? They look like
little. It's a horror movie.
It's meant to be a horror film.
Those look like little gremlins.
Yeah. It's
little turtle gremlins.
No.
So, but like okay. So back to the Shredder. He's played by Toshishiro Obata, and then he's voiced by some other guy, Daniel McLaren.
Yeah, David McCarran.
Yeah, that guy.
Don't know anything about it.
I think the Shredder. So I think the Shredder acts cool in this movie, but there's just something about his outfit. It's very glamorous.
Like, makes me think of Janet Jackson.
I
saw the red outfit, and I just like, isn't that the jacket from the Thriller Michael Jackson video?
Yeah, the plum.
Well, I think that his helmet looks cool, and I think his little arm spikes and his shoulder
very rubbery.
His armor looks cool, but it's like what he's wearing under it just looks kind of stupid.
It looks like something out of the 80s.
It's from the 80s though. Like
it's from 1990.
This movie is, but it's based on material from the 80s.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think original Shredder looks sparkly.
Well, it was black and white, so
I thought you said that he wore purple.
The 80s cartoon.
Oh, okay.
In the cartoon from the 80s, he does wear like a purple cape.
But it looks
because capes are cool.
It looks cool.
The outfit itself, like the whole thing together, looks like a arm. Like
it only looks cool because
Nate, that's why I always say.
True. Grant looks ridiculous.
I always say, Nate, capes are cool.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
And
that's one of your catchphrases.
That's another debate for another day, because that is...
we're not going to get into that.
Yeah.
No. So, he does wear a cape in this movie, but he takes it off, so we don't know whether Shredder is pro-cape or not, because we've seen him in both instances.
Yes.
He's unicape.
So, and then we have his right-hand man... oh my gosh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm reading from Wikipedia. It's actually James Saito as Oroku Saki.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. And Toshishiro Obata is actually Tatsu, his right-hand man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's talk about Tatsu. He doesn't do much in this movie.
Pretty forgettable.
I will say he's pretty good at beating up his own men.
He is really good at beating
they
up
are
his own
family,
men.
okay?
He's really good at beating up his family. And he...
those are 12-year-old kids he's beating up.
Yeah.
I don't know if
there's no child abuse there.
I think the ones he beat up were like, I would say 17 or 18.
I'm sorry.
I don't think they let you be ninjas unless you're old enough in that.
I thought they were grabbing like children off the streets that were delinquents and turning them into ninjas.
They were, but
the ones he beat up,
old enough.
The ones in the locker room where he starts beating them up, they all looked like they were at least, I would say, 18.
Okay. So it's not child abuse yet.
Yeah. It's just on the verge.
Okay. Because that dude looks like he's like 40.
Tatsu?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'd say probably late 30s.
He might be even older than that, actually.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a Wikipedia page.
He's a very important character.
And then the most famous person in this movie, Sam Rockwell as Head Thug.
Yeah, he was the leader of the delinquents that, like, handed out cigarettes.
You go check out the warehouse over by the Upper East Side, whatever. You'll find what you're looking for.
Yeah.
I just know him from Iron Man 2.
He is in Iron Man 2. He's also the Poltergeist remake.
Mr. Right.
Moon.
Which is also on our list of watching movies.
Mr. Right?
Both. Mr. Right and Moon.
Man, I've never heard of any of these movies.
They're good movies.
Well, the moon's up in the sky.
Well, I know where the moon's at. I know that they have a knight defending it.
And then I didn't know this because I wasn't paying attention. But Skeet Ulrich from Scream is actually like one of the random unnamed members of the Foot Clan.
Okay.
Don't know who that is.
No, I
You
don't
gotta
know.
let me know.
Don't worry, I'll put Scream on the list.
Okay. I'm actually kind of surprised we haven't seen that yet.
I try not to bog you down. I know. So even though you pick a horror, or even though you pick a comedy, every chance you get.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
So far, anyway.
Yeah.
I didn't want to bog you down with just a bunch of horror movies because then it would just be a horror comedy podcast.
I feel like it would make sense. You pick a horror movie, he picks a musical. How's that sound?
He hasn't picked. Mercifully, he has not picked a musical yet.
I did, but it wasn't available.
Oh, that's a bummer.
That
musicals are
Zorro
so good.
movie is a
No, the Pirates movie.
oh.
Caribbean?
No, it's the Pirate. It's
Also, maybe when you're making, buddy, when you're making your list, maybe before you type the movie on, why don't you Google it to see if it's like available anywhere?
See those in red? They're not available.
Why are they on there?
They're
delete
They
those.
are available.
Yeah, that's why they're in red and they're not numbered.
Why do you have 80 movies on this list already?
Because there's
That's like a year and a half worth of episodes.
I get his pain. I have
I'm
the same thing
investing
with
in
video
our
games.
future.
Fair enough. Please like, comment, and subscribe. So that's pretty much the cast of the Ninja Turtle movie. I had some numbers for you.
Okay.
And then you got some numbers. Do you want to do the budget?
Sure. The budget, from what I understood, was $13.5 million.
A modest budget. Now,
Yeah.
how much money did the movie make, Nate?
$202 million.
Jesus!
And that's pretty impressive, and I'll tell you why that's impressive. Fun fact, this is an independent movie.
It is?
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I thought it was funded by like a big company or something.
No.
I thought, doesn't Warner Brothers own the Ninja Turtles?
They might know.
Maybe now.
Nickelodeon owns them now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So Nickelodeon owns them now. At the time this came out, this movie was an independent film. It surpassed the, yes, I'm dead serious. I'm not trolling you.
I don't doubt it. I doubt it only because after watching it yet again, it doesn't feel like an independent film.
So at the time, the highest grossing independent film of all time, I believe, was 1979's, or 1978's Halloween.
Okay.
This movie surpassed it.
Isn't Halloween the Jamie Lynn Spears one?
Jamie
Lee
Curtis.
Curtis.
Why did I say Spears?
Jamie Lynn Spears is Zoe 101.
Yeah, I meant Jamie Lee Curtis.
But so this movie surpassed that. And this movie would keep the title of highest grossing independent movie until 1999 when it was surpassed by another one. Do you guys got any idea what that could be?
Nope.
The Blair Witch Project.
Oh.
Sandwiched in between two horror movies.
Why do these horror movies make
And-
like so much
Because
money and stuff?
they're cheap. I guarantee you.
Oh, that makes sense.
I guarantee you they made the Blair Witch Project for like $1,000 because it is literally just three people in the woods with
A frantic
camcorders.
camcorder.
Yeah.
And it's just nighttime, just a little bit of lights, and you're good.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we could make that movie.
I have not seen all of it.
What's
but
playing tonight?
I was not a
Special
fan.
feature?
We'll see.
You
So
can act.
I would say clearly this movie was successful.
Definitely.
I think even critically. Do you got any data on that?
No.
He doesn't care about critics.
No,
No,
I
critics-
get his feelings, man.
Critics have let me down numerous times. I will, if I have an interest, then I'll watch it. And if I don't like it, I don't like it.
Yeah, Nate would never judge something before watching it, Batman.
So
I don't mind judging.
before we talk about, because before we talk about some
Feelings towards the
feeling
movie.
towards the movies, thank you. Does it surprise anybody to find out that as of 2021, this movie has a 41% on Rotten Tomatoes?
No, it doesn't surprise me whatsoever.
Surprises me. Like, it should be higher in my opinion.
No, it should be lower.
Let's hold on to that feeling for just a second.
That's the critics, not the audience rating.
That is the critics based on reviews from 54 critics.
Okay.
So let's talk about Ninja Turtles for a second.
Okay.
Like as a whole?
This movie was the first live action interpretation of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It would go on to spawn two sequels, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. And then maybe there was this weird animated one just called TMNT.
Okay.
Was it on Nickelodeon?
No, it wasn't on Nickelodeon. It was like a theatrical
But it was, I think it was Nickelodeon themed.
I think they funded it.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
and there's this weird, there's a little debate onto whether that one is part of the canon or not, because there are artifacts like on Splinter's shelf in that movie that are from the other live action movies.
Okay, so
Okay.
it sort of correlates with the older
It
movies.
might be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4 or it might not be.
Okay.
And then after that, because that movie didn't do great at the box office, that's when Nickelodeon, I guess, decided to try and revamp things, and they went to everybody's favorite director, Michael Bay.
I liked those movies.
Me too.
So the Michael Bay ones were reboots, right?
Yeah.
They were reboots. They're not connected to the previous movies.
Yeah.
So, a little bit of a disclaimer. Michael Bay did not direct either of those movies.
Really? Isn't his name on the movie?
He is only a producer.
Really?
The first one was directed by Jonathan Liebsman.
Okay.
And then the second one, Dave Green. So Michael Bay
I don't know either one.
had a lot of creative control with these movies, but he didn't actually direct them. Now, you could be forgiven for thinking that because they ooze Michael Bay's
See what you
style.
did there.
I didn't even mean to do that. I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
That's like the best pun I've ever made, and I didn't even mean to do it.
If it works, it works, man.
If it works, it works. So then, I don't know what the future for this franchise holds. Obviously, there's also been TV series, way too many to count.
Numerous, yes.
Yes.
Comics are still
The
going.
comics are still going.
They just released a game.
They
The Shredder's Revenge.
that's not out yet.
Or they're releasing
They're
it.
releasing a game. Shredder's Revenge comes out this year, which is like a beat 'em up, kind of in the style of like Turtles in Time and the arcade game, which also coincidentally, Konami is releasing a collection of all those old Ninja Turtle games.
Okay.
So, if you're a Turtles fan and a gamer,
It's a good year.
it's a good time to be alive. As far as movies go, who can say? I heard Seth Rogen was like attached to write a new
Okay.
animated movie, which
So-
I think maybe. Okay, so guys, when it comes to Ninja Turtles,
Mm-hmm.
is it almost better if they just do animated from now on?
Probably.
Okay, so in my opinion, no. Never give up on a medium that has potential. And the Michael Bay ones had potential. I liked them. I liked the way that they designed the turtles for their personalities and whatnot. But, like, I did not like the path they had Stephen Amell take for Casey Jones, and I did not like how they represented Shredder. Those two things were pretty much the only things I didn't like about those movies. So, yeah, I say keep giving mix between animated and live action.
Well, you were talking about live action. I was curious. This one had a 40%, right, by critics. What did
41%.
the reboot get with Michael Bay?
That's a good question. Let me pull that up real quick.
Because like, which one did better? If they're gonna want to go in the path of keep
21%.
Oh no, they didn't do good at all.
No, people didn't like it.
Okay.
I didn't hate it, but I can understand why people didn't like
So I
it.
was gonna say if they wanted if it got a higher rating, I thought maybe it did. They could continue that style.
So this brings us to, we do need to talk about what we thought about this movie.
Oh boy.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with Nate.
Okay. So I, like Raistlin mentioned earlier in this podcast, I do have a lot of nostalgia going in on this because the Turtles are a big part of my childhood. I still love it. There's a lot of corny moments in the movie. There are a lot of questionable actions by like Casey Jones.
Oh my god, the scene where he straight up murders somebody.
Yeah. That there are moments, but overall, I'd give this like a 9 out of 10 because this
A
film
9 out of 10.
Yes, because for the time period that they came out, the way the turtles moved and like their mouths moved, yes, they look really awful today, the way the mouths move, but that was like living turtles in that day. Like that was amazing work. So yes, even I know I have nostalgia blinders on. My feelings of this is that it's just amazing.
All right, Raistlin, you're up.
Okay, so as I stated before, I have absolutely nothing to do with the Ninja Turtles growing up. So I'm going through this purely on, this is my first time seeing anything really Ninja Turtles besides Michael Bay. And the movie's corny. Like, I know it's, like you were saying, from the 90s, it was, great for its time. I could definitely see that. I grew up watching Power Rangers. I know what corny looks like.
Yeah.
I could see that for its time, it looked great. But seeing it today, man, it's a real corny movie. I would give this like a 5 out of 10. Like, right down the middle, purely on the fact that because of its time, it did well for what it was for in the 90s.
Okay, I can respect that. It's a valid opinion.
It gave me a lot of Batman and Robin vibes of how corny it was.
Okay, yeah. Ty, what about you?
Okay, so I'm going to start out by saying that I love this movie. However, there is a weird tonal dissonance with this movie.
Okay.
I think that this movie, in some parts, tries to take itself seriously.
I can see that.
And it doesn't always land.
No,
it
doesn't.
And I think that it tries to be funny, and that doesn't always land.
Yeah.
And it's a weird blend and mixture of the two. I like this movie a lot. I think I'd probably give it, I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10.
That's not too bad.
I give it a 7.5 out of 10.
It's a C+.
It's a C+. They tried. No, I really do think it is impressive for the time. And a lot of the things that, like, as far as the visuals go, you have to remember today we watched it on a 1080p television.
Makes
this
sense.
is stuff that would have looked better on a VHS tape or a movie theater.
Before every pixel had its own life.
And you can just see everything. Now, these are, and I know that people, like, the general consensus is that people like this movie more than Secret of the Ooze, but I just think that Secret of the Ooze just works better as a movie. But again, it speaks to my love for that movie that I want to keep talking about the sequel more.
Well, it's on the list,
first
so
one.
you can't get into it.
It will be on the list. So
I'll reserve my rating then.
Yeah, reserve your rating.
Don't be spoiling stuff, man. Give the viewers a chance to watch the movie.
So we had some comments. We had some comments this week from our Discord, which, by the way, join the Discord. There will be a link to it down in the description. We got our friend Gibbs said, "Gotta watch it back, but I always remember being more fond of Secret of the Ooze."
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You've got a support guy.
I believe I agreed to that because Secret of the Ooze, in my opinion, is better.
Right.
Without getting in too deep, what makes it better than this?
We'll just have to watch it sometime.
Okay.
We can't do that right now.
Well, I will say, just as Ty mentioned, tonal shifting and whatnot.
It's more consistent.
Yeah.
Okay, that's better.
Let's see. Yeah, you said you could agree to that, and then our boy Michael commented in there, and then by the third movie, the Turtles were in 16th century Japan. Still like that one more than the. Yeah, they go back in time in the third one. We'll get
they
to
can
that.
time travel now.
Our friend.
I know nothing about the Ninja Turtles.
Our friend J-Pat said, "I have only one thing to say: Cowabunga."
Hey,
Righteous.
Then we talked about where to watch it. Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to find out what our boy Mario actually said. that, like, in regards to the movie, because there was a lot of stuff that had nothing to do with the movie because it's a new channel. People don't really get it yet. Okay, so J-Pat also said the Ninja Turtle movies were like his favorite movies when he was a young lad, but I haven't seen them in what could easily be nearly 20 years. Rewatch needed. I hope he rewatched it.
Yeah, you can catch it on HBO and Netflix.
Realizing when it came out, it makes you feel real old.
Mario said, I might have to go to Burger King tomorrow. And then he said Cowabunga. So that's, as far as, like, comments on the movie, that's pretty much all we got. We do have some YouTube comments regarding a, point of contention for our last episode. I believe you, remind us what you think, like, how you feel about Napoleon Dynamite for a minute, Nate.
It just wasn't my cup of tea. I didn't really vibe with it. The whole movie just, like, from the characters to the tone of the movie to the plot of the movie, it just...
But it had dancing and music in it like you like.
I don't like all dancing and music. There are definitely movies where that's just not great for me. That being one of them.
Napoleon Dynamite's great.
The character, I could not find a character in that movie that I liked.
What about Tina the Llama?
No.
So you aired this dirty laundry out last week, and we got some responses.
Okay.
Our friend Alex says, "Can't believe this podcast contains Napoleon Dynamite slander."
Well,
I applaud her.
to be fair, this podcast will contain a lot of slanders towards certain movies when we come across them. Napoleon Dynamite just happens to be in the crosshairs at this point. Because it's just so easy for me not to like it. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I guess.
We also got a comment from the entire support class.
Oh boy.
Just says Napoleon Dynamite, and then there's a bunch of greater than signs.
Greater than.
No, nothing. Just everything, I guess.
Okay.
Well,
But
I mean-
by that logic, doesn't that mean that Napoleon Dynamite is greater than Ninja Turtles?
Well, that can't possibly be true.
yeah.
But it's Napoleon Dynamite.
I think what they mean is Napoleon Dynamite is greater than anything else that's greater than Napoleon Dynamite, which...
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
I don't often understand this internet slang.
Yeah, I'm too old for this at times.
All right. Any last words?
Rock on Napoleon Dynamite.
Any last words about Ninja Turtles?
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I look forward to hopefully watching more of the movies during the podcast at some point.
What about you, Raistlin? Are you down to watch any of the other ones from the 90s?
I mean, I do like hanging out with my friends. Can we at least maybe give the Michael Bay ones another shot?
I don't see
why not.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You did hear us when we said we didn't hate it, right?
I know.
Enjoyed 'em. And we will occasionally watch movies that one of us doesn't like.
That is true.
So yeah, I don't see why we wouldn't be able to have
Sometimes on
Michael Bay's.
purpose.
Yeah. Hopefully not too much,
Yeah.
but
Well, just remember, war returns war, Nate.
yeah.
Nate does have a musical in his back pocket if
Mutually
needed.
self-assured destruction.
And just remember, I can always find the worst possible thing and
The
put it
only
on.
problem-
You could just put on Napoleon Dynamite.
There are much worse movies than that.
The only problem with mutually self-assured destruction is you have to make sure that you can destroy your opponent.
It's true.
That's true. Peace was never an option, Nate.
And as
We've reached the end of the show, which means it's time to pick our next movie. Each episode, one of us is at the mercy of the other. Since I picked this movie, it's Nate's not so fast, my friend.
I'm wounded.
It's actually Raistlin's pick this week.
Oh, I get a pick. Well,
What are we watching?
Well, I suggested one of my very favorite movies of all time, which is 1979's The Warriors. The movie about the gang trying to get back to Coney Island.
Okay. I remember watching it and liking it. It was a pretty good movie. Played the game.
The game is great.
Yeah, the game, in my opinion, is better than the movie.
I wouldn't go that far, but they're about equal.
Yeah. Well, I'm a lore person, and because it gives us more lore, I want to go with it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Plus that mini game that you could play.
Ah, yes.
It was fun.
You'll get into that.
Yeah. So Warriors, definitely looking forward to that.
Shooting at the walls of heartache. Bang, bang.
Oh, God.
I am the warrior.
Remember I said how I don't like all singing and dancing?
Oh,
He doesn't mean it, guys.
he loves it.
He's like shedding a tear right now.
I am of
Oh,
sadness.
you're being moved to tears. It's so great.
Sadness.
He is moved to tears.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have much else to say. Raistlin,
Yes, sir.
where can people find you?
Well, if you're interested in gaming, you can find me at twitch.tv/naughtypresident74, and I also do YouTube stuff. Just search Naughty President 74 on YouTube.
And do you have a Discord?
I do. It is called Naughty Agents. We will post a link to it maybe in the What's Playing Tonight Discord, if that's okay.
Or possibly the description below for the video.
I could put a description in.
Alright, sounds good to me.
Speaking of Discord, I mentioned it earlier, we also have a Discord we'd like you to join. Come talk to us about the movies, especially like the movies of the week. You can come talk to us about the Warriors. As far as other ways to reach us, you can comment down in the comment section of the YouTube video or by emailing us at whatsplayingtonight@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at tonightplaying. We'd love to hear from you.
Mm-hmm.
And then, boys,
Yes, sir.
You can also make movie suggestions in the Discord as
oh,
well.
you can, yes.
That's a new feature, right?
Yes.
That is a brand new feature. You can suggest movies. We might not listen to them, but we will take them into consideration. And
And-
Nate, have you actually added any of those movies in the suggestions to your list?
I actually have added all of them, which probably has what pushed my movie list up to 89.
So remember, Nate's listening.
I am. I can take the Warriors off since we're doing that.
That's true.
That's true. Now then, I think Cowabunga says it all.
That is true.
Cowabunga!